I'm going to go ahead and invite Stink Dink.
Hello.
How you doing,
Hello.
Stink Dink? Long time no talk.
Yeah, long no talk, especially after the time when you accused me of doing some salacious activities about you.
What?
Oh, you don't remember? You don't remember how you accused me of posting your picture all over the interwebs?
I don't know what you're talking about at this point.
Well, I remember. I remember.
Is this going to be
Anyways,
some weird modern day debate, like beef or whatever? Or I'm sorry, some weird Atlas politics beef? Debate politics, if you will? Or do you want to actually
from
discuss a topic?
well, okay, we can discuss it. We can talk about the number one, right? Trans women are women and
Yep.
trans men are men, right?
Yeah, we can go over it.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on the WPath files?
The WPath files? Never heard of it. Why don't you educate me?
I think well, let me drop it in the side chat so that way everyone can read it, right?
Sure.
They can read along. So
Was this that PDF you sent me earlier where
yes,
I had to download the PDF, and because I couldn't like verify where it came from, I didn't open it.
it's from a progressive think tank, right? From directly from one of the top.
Are you able to like just like link the site as opposed to like linking like a downloadable PDF? Because again, I don't know what's in that PDF.
I mean, if you opened it, I don't tend to send viruses. I mean, I don't really think that lowly of me, first amender, right?
Well, so I'm not saying that's you. I'm saying I don't know where that PDF comes from, is all I'm saying. And PDFs, it's very, very easy to embed viruses in PDFs.
Well, as someone who does security, as you know, I scan the file. There's no virus. Oh, sorry, I just burped. There's no viruses, right?
All right. Well, how about this? Why don't you tell me about it, right? Because
It's from the Committee of Environmental Progress, and the executive summary basically outlines about how there's been an ongoing, I guess, the World Professional Association for Transgender Health, WPATH, is outright grooming kids into becoming trans people, right?
Okay, they're outright grooming kids to become trans people. Why don't you expound upon that? How does that work?
Well, let's go into the if you open it up, right?
I'm not opening that.
Page 10. Well, why not?
I don't know where it comes from.
Why
If you
not?
want to
Why
link
not?
me the
Why not?
source-
Why not? No, I already told you.
If you want to link me the website that has the PDF, I'd be more than happy to review it.
It's from the Center of Environmental Progress, right?
Okay, can you link the page?
Okay.
Thank you.
I mean, I just know why you don't trust me, right? I guess
It's not that I don't trust you. It's that I don't know where that PDF
but trust
comes from.
you.
It's just a raw PDF that could literally have
yeah.
anything in it.
All right, so this is the group action committee that did it.
Environmentalprogress.org. I've never heard of these people. Let's look them up. Who is environmental.org?
This is the founder.
Let me look. Journalist who writes about politics, the environment, climate change, nuclear power, co-founder of the Breakthrough Institute and California Peace Coalition. Shellbringer founded the pro-nuclear nonprofit Environmental Progress in 2016. Who is the Breakthrough Institute? Environmental Research Center located in Berkeley, California, founded in 2007 by Michael Schellenberger and Ted Norhaus. The Institute is aligned with eco-modernist philosophy. The Institute advocates for an embrace of modernization and technological development, including nuclear power and carbon capture, in order to address environmental challenges, proposing urbanization, agricultural intensification, nuclear power, aquaculture, and desalination as a process to potentially reduce human demands on the environment, allowing more room to non-human species. Okay, so let's take a look at the...
And here is the actual website, the webpage for the WPath files, directly from the same website I sent you.
Yep. Let's take a look here. Where's this PDF? Read the WPath files and report. Okay.
Now, if you go on the website.
So, children. So what page do I need to be looking at?
You can just start reading from page 10.
From page 10. Okay.
Also, like
Are
on
you
the
saying
website
page
itself.
10 in the PDF or page 10 as
Yes.
it shows on the page?
Well, page 10 from the table of contents. So,
Okay. WPATH advocates for minors to have access to gender-affirming care, which is the treatment pathway for involving puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and surgeries that are intended to align to the younger person's body with their self-declared transgender identity. Implicit in this endorsement is the fact that adolescents can sufficiently comprehend the full implications of these treatments, and their parents can provide legal and informed consent. The organization at the forefront of transgender health care claims that clinical guidelines for youth with self-declared transgender identities support the use of interventions for approximately assessed minors. WPATH advises healthcare providers to use the World Health Organization's International Classification of Diseases and the ICD-11 classification of gender incongruence over the DSM-5's gender dysphoria. This recommendation is motivated by the fact the ICD-11 diagnosis is categorized as a condition related to sexual health, and it is not a mental disorder, a move intended to destigmatize transgender identities further. A diagnosis of gender incongruence is even easier to obtain for one with gender dysphoria, and all patient needs to experience is marked incongruence between their internal sense of self and their biological sex. There is no requirement for the presence of distress of criterion, meaning patients' embodiment goals can be deemed medically necessary care. So I'm just curious, like, what's your problem? What's up?
what do you mean?
What's your issue?
What is my issue?
Well, you said you had an issue and you brought up this PDF. So what's your issue?
Well, yeah, my issue is that, again, right? So I want to refer to page 3, right? Now it's actually page 10. So I may have spoke poorly earlier.
Oh, you need me to go to page 3 now. Okay.
Yes. Yes. The World Professional Association for Transgender Health enjoys a reputation of being the leading scientific and medical organization devoted to gender health care. WPATH is globally recognized as being at the forefront of gender medicine. However, throughout this report, we will show that the opposite is true. Newly released files from WPATH's internal messaging forum, as well as a leaked internal panel discussion, demonstrate that the world-leading transgender healthcare group is neither scientific nor advocating for ethical medical care. These internal communications reveal that WPATH advocates for many arbitrary medical practices, including hormonal and surgical experimentation for minors and vulnerable adults. Its approach to medicine is consumer-driven and pseudoscientific, and its members appear to engage in political activism, not science.
Okay.
While there is a place in medicine for risky experiments, these can only be justified if there's a reliable, objective diagnosis, no other treatment options are available, and if the outcome for a patient or a patient group is dire. However, contrary to WPATH claims, gender medicine does not fall into the category. The psychiatric condition of gender dysphoria is not a fatal illness, and with best available studies show that in the case of minors with watchful, waiting, compassionate support, most will either grow out of it or manage the distress in less detrimental ways to their health. As such, this report will prove that the sex trait modifications procedures on minors and people with mental health disorders known as gender-affirming care are unethical medical experiments. This experiment causes harm without justification, and its victims are most society's vulnerable people. Their injuries are painful and life-altering. WPATH-affiliated healthcare providers advocate for the destruction of healthy, productive systems, the amputation of healthy breasts, and the surgical removal of healthy genitors as a person-only line of treatment for minors and mentally ill people with gender dysphoria, eschewing any attempt to reconcile the patient with his or her birth sex. This report will show that this is a violation of medical ethics, and is revealed by its own internal communications. WPATH will not meet the ethicals of evidence-based medicine. It will further show that the ethical requirements to obtain informed consent is being violated, with members admitting that children and adolescents cannot comprehend the lifelong consequences of sex trait modification interventions. In some cases, due to poor health literacy, neither can their parents. Given their extent of medical malpractice, WPATH endorses. Their report will conclude by calling on the U.S. government to oversee a bipartisan national inquiry to investigate how activists with little respect for the Hippocratic Oath could have risen to such prominence to set the standards of care for an entire field of medicine, leading to medical abuse of minors and vulnerable adults.
Okay. So, what exactly did you want to go over with that?
I mean, well, if as far as I know you, frankly, you seem to always advocate with this sort of like scientific belief that this is what this is. You know, that you're not being outright manipulated. You know, even though right now we have
you can actually look at
an actual leaked files from WPath itself that shows that they have been outright manipulating data to influence people.
Yeah. So, well, first of all, that wasn't even said, right? They're possessing the issue regarding cutting of breasts.
They outright been manipulating. They've been outright manipulating people to believe that this is the only option.
Right? I'm not interested in you getting really upset or whatever. Let's have the back and forth. I allowed you to speak. I allowed you to finish.
That is manipulation. What's part of that is not manipulation?
Well, so it is under their belief that the medical consensus is manipulating the situation. Yes?
Yes.
Yet what is being said that is being done is not being done. For example, what is the difference between a hormone replacement and hormone blockers?
Well, hormone blockers actually do long-term reproductive health too. Do you not know that? Like, say, for example, there is a known...
I'm asking you. I'm not asking you whether or not that one of them causes side effects. We can go over that as well. But I'm asking...
Side effects is long-term damage, is it not?
Listen, please. I need you to we need to have the back and forth, right? I don't want you to like freaking out.
I'm trying to get you famous, right? You know.
Yeah, but you don't need to freak out. Let's just have the discussion. So, you know the difference between hormone blockers and hormone replacement therapy, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, can you explain it?
Hormone blockers tend to block the hormones from actually developing the body. Hormone replacement therapy tends to replace the actual hormones themselves in the while not necessarily while they're being developed, but after they're being developed.
You would say that hormone blockers prevent puberty, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also shown to have long-term consequences of that as well too.
Yes, there are certain consequences that can be derived.
Like if penis not working, or not being able to produce eggs.
Pause for a second. Relax. The penis being smaller, there's no efficacy behind that. I've looked that up myself.
You can't have an erection as well.
But so there are fertility loss issues that are known. And when it comes to hormone blockers, they're really only recommended after you've basically gotten approval from the doctor, a psychologist, and the parent. Which I'm firmly in favor of, right? This is to prevent, there to be like that fad situation, and that it is strictly off of the basis of medical science, right? So if, for example, there's a psychologist that feels like that there's a child that is going through gender dysphoria, they can just do an interview with them and check whether or not that is in fact the case. Right, and if they feel that it's likely a phase, fine. It stops right there. It's very simple. The point is that you don't have a law that specifically prevents somebody from getting their hormone blockers. Should it be medically necessary?
I'm not making that argument. What I'm making the argument is that you're having these medical organizations outright manipulating people into convincing them that this is the only option.
That is the WPATH's argument, but I would disagree.
Well, that's not the WPATH.
The WPATH has been around since 2016, and the Mayo Clinic has tens of thousands of doctors, of psychologists, and all sorts of different people, and it has been around for over 175 years. It would be very impressive that they are specifically targeting it in such a way so that way that they just want to get some political clout. It makes no sense.
I mean, you're not wrong, if only for the fact that currently the heads of WPath were actually ex-Mayo executives who were once kicked out of the company due to medical malpractice.
Okay, so they were kicked out of medical malpractice, and then they're arguing these things that likely is the reason why their licenses were revoked, because they weren't going in favor of the science? Why do you think I brought up the difference between hormone blockers and hormone replacement therapy? Did you know that Mayo Clinic actually has no recommendation whatsoever to have physical body modification prior to being 18 years old, nor does it make any recommendation in hormone replacement therapy?
So hold on. So why are we talking about Mayo Clinic?
Because I want to talk about the medical establishment. I'm not interested in some ridiculous
And WPATH has encroached itself into both the Mayo Clinic and the World Health Organization.
You
Did you
just
even
admitted
read the
that
part
these people
yourself?
got fired. I'm not even sure if that's
No,
the
because
case.
they got fired. They got fired, and then they joined WPATH, and now WPATH is openly working with both the Mayo Clinic and the World Health Organization. You read the World Health Organization part yourself out loud as part of my little ploy to get you read page 10.
So what is the World Health Organization? Is the World Health Organization also biased, and they're like out in the liberal establishment? Like, what do you think this is?
You're not even making an argument.
Do you think that there's any evidential basis?
Why are you?
Do you think
Why
that there
are
is
you
any
putting this? Why
do you
are
think
you
that
doing
there is?
this?
Please let me finish. Allow me to
no.
finish.
You can keep playing your fucking game, right? You keep playing
I
your game
just
because
need you
you
to let me
clearly are
finish. Let's
just
have the
focused
back
on your
and forth.
fucking game.
You don't need to yell.
No, I don't. No, because the reason why you're
Why
yelling
are
is
you screaming?
because you keep going
Calm
back and forth
down.
into these non-tangential areas, and that will fucking piss me off about all you fucking debate bros.
It's not a
It
dumb
is, because you're
tangential
too busy
area. I'm
playing your
trying to
fucking
establish
game.
what is the
You're too busy
basis
playing your
behind it.
fucking game, and I can't fucking focus on the game. Why don't you just exit out of the game so we can actually have this conversation?
All right, bro. So I was talking about how the WHO
No.
and the
Exit your
Mayo
fucking
Clinic
game. Exit your
have-
fucking game. I'll leave right now if you don't exit your fucking game.
What? Okay, bye. I don't